Hey everyone, welcome back to String Cheese and Applesauce, and I'm back. That's right, I'm back. I never really went anywhere. It's just I've been busy with other stuff. So I'm gonna take my time on this video to kind of go through stuff that I've been working on past couple months. Obviously, haven't done much on this channel in a while. I have been getting Lego hauls. I've just been opening the sets and building them on the Hidden Brick channel. Fall time for me is the busiest time of the year for me as far as family related stuff, because I have kids that are in basically 4 different activities all at the same time. So it pretty much takes up every single bit of free time that I have. So any time that I have, usually what I'm doing is recording videos for the Hidden Brick channel. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately. But towards the middle and end of the summer, I did have a lot of MOC stuff going on. So I'm going to share some of that with you today. In addition to that, I'm going to share what I have planned for my next couple MOCs. So yeah, so let's just kind of go over that real quick. But before that, something fun. My lug bulk came in about a month ago, and this is the first year that I've been part of a lug bulk order. When I joined my lug, I actually joined it like a few months after they had already placed their lug, I guess the lug bulk order before that. So anyway, if you're not familiar with lug bulk, basically what that is if you're part of a registered Lego user group, that's what lug stands for, you have the opportunity to buy bulk amount of Lego pieces directly from Lego at a drastically reduced price. So basically, as a lug, you're more or less an ambassador for the brand. So what they're doing is giving you the opportunity to buy high quantity amount of parts at a reduced price. That way you can use the parts to build your MOCs and showcase them at shows or any other things that in theory is related to your lug group. So since I've been doing a lot of conventions the past couple years, this was great for me because I can get those large quantity of parts that I use a lot for my MOCs. So I'm going to share some of the stuff that I got. I got a lot of basic bricks, which those are already kind of put away. So I'm not going to go over some of those, but some of the cool things that I got were an assortment of the leaf elements. So you got the dark green, the regular green, and then I also have some of the dark orange leaf elements. In addition to these, I've already put away some other ones. I got some white ones, kind of the small white ones. I also got the new little limb or the stem piece that has like 6 or 8 of those little stems sticking out, as well as the older style stems with just the 3 prongs sticking out, but I got those in olive green. So that was pretty cool to pick up a lot of plant material, because in my MOCs I like to have nature around it if it's kind of built around nature. So I will blow through those really quick. I mean, you think 100 of each and that's a lot, but the way I build my trees, I build them pretty dense, and it uses a lot of those parts up, so I'll use a lot of those. Here's something cool that I got. Tan masonry profile bricks. There's 500 in this bag. I got the 500 of the dark red, and then it looks like 100 of this is the detective's office color, the medium dark flesh color, and then the dark tan I got 200 in. Now I didn't get as many of these because these are pretty common parts. So I looked at my inventory of parts before I made my order and kind of went in highest quantity, meaning the least amount that I had. So these dark red and the tan, and then these. So I didn't get any light bluish gray or bluish gray because, or dark bluish gray or light bluish gray, because I have plenty of those. Those come with so many sets, especially anything castle related or any type of rock style set. So we have all those up there, and I'm looking at my bins. the other one was the what is it? The sand green. I have a ton of sand green from when I purchased a Bricklink order. Now, interestingly enough, since the time we made our lug bulk to right now, they've come out with a new color. It is the olive green. Now, olive green is not a new color, but this is the first time olive green has been in this masonry profile brick. So I actually ordered a Bricklink order from Germany, I believe, where they had thousands of these already in their Bricklink store. So I grabbed, I think about 500 of them. I'm only down to a bin and a half of these because I've already used a ton of these in one of my MOCs, which we're going to see in a minute. So that's cool to get all of those masonry profile bricks. And as you know, from my Lego City and some of my other MOCs that I do, I will utilize pretty much probably all of these bricks. So I'm super excited about that. The other interesting pieces that we got, let me see, there's one more. It is this guy right here. So I got a bunch of these. These are the ingot tiles. Kind of hard to see. We've been seeing a lot of these in the Lego Batman movie sets. I think I picked up about 100 of the black ones. So I have a ton of the gray ones sitting up here on the top. Those were from all the brick banks. What else? Anything else interesting? That's really about it. I got some, well, there's one more thing. I had a bunch of these little bricks that have the little lion head on there. I mean, I get like a 25 of those. Other than that, the rest of my bulk order was a lot of basic stuff and some smaller parts just to fill the order. There's really, I can't think of anything else. Oh, there was one, I got a lot of fence panels. So we got these black fence panels and these picket fence panels. We got also the white ones, kind of in that newer profile. And there was one other thing, what was it? What was it? Oh yeah, these guys. I'm gonna use these in something cool. So, you know, these things came out in Lego Friends sets. It's the 1x1 brick with the little swirl on it. But I got a bunch of them in white and tan. So you can see the white and tan in there. Some of the gold ones in there are just ones that I've accumulated over the past couple years. But that's a large quantity of them. To get that many in regular Lego sets, because they're kind of rare, they don't come in a lot of sets. To get that many in a lot of Lego sets, it would take a while to accumulate that many. So, what do I have going on as far as MOCs? I'm going to save the MOC that I'm going to share with you for last, but right now, what I have going on is back here. Now, this is really not a MOC. It's just something I'm working on. This is the beginnings of the chassis and gearbox for the Lego Technic GT3 RS. So I have that model fully built out, and I usually bring it to conventions and just kind of set up on side corner of a table or something, just because it's so big and people like to, or they don't realize how big it is and they like to look at it. The problem with that model is that it's so big, and the way that they designed it, all of the paneling all the way around the whole model completely hides everything that's inside of it. So I have such a large Lego Technic collection that I'm more or less using all of my spare parts to build the various different modules. So you'll have a module that shows all of the inner gearbox. I'm going to have a module that shows the paddle shifter mechanism, and then I may have another module that shows the engine part. Just various different pieces, so people can see more or less the inner side of the model without me having to disassemble that whole model. And then what I plan on doing is when I set it up at a show is have them all kind of in sequence of, you know, this is the beginning, and then here's the transmission, here's the shifter, here's the engine, and then you see the final model with the bodywork all on it. So that's what I'm starting right there, and you can see I have the massive instruction book that I'm using just as a go-by. But like I said, I use all of my parts that I already have. The next major MOC that I'm working on is it's going to be a model replica of an actual house that was designed and built by an architecture firm. And I'll put a picture up right now so you can see basically what it's going to be. It's called the Silver House, and it's by Hyde Architects. So I've been kind of wanting to do a MOC based on an actual building, and I've really gone more towards the modern side for now, just to make it a little bit easier. Before, you know, I don't want to jump in and do something really crazy, but I really like the clean lines and the forms and kind of proportions of a lot of modern homes. So that's what I got going on kind of on the boards now. I'm going to document this build as I do it. So there's going to be multiple videos that I'm going to be posting kind of as updates for it. I've actually started it today. It's behind the camera on the table over there. So as I go, I'm more or less documenting. I've been kind of filming as I go, and you'll see the progress throughout it, because I think that's one of the things when I show you this MOC here in a minute that I have completed. I don't really document it as far as how it got to where it was. It's just, you just see the final product. So I want to do something a little bit different and actually show kind of that process of, okay, here's how it started, here's kind of where it ran into problems and I had to disassemble some stuff, and then here's how I resolved it and fixed it and moved on to the next part. So a lot of people don't realize that it's a lot of assembling, disassembling, reassembling, disassembling as you're doing a MOC. They just see the finished product and think, oh, you just built that overnight, that's cool. So hopefully my documentation will actually show how different or you know, my ways that I kind of think through the whole process of building it. So let's go ahead and check out my most latest MOC, yeah, let's just jump right into it right now. All right, so here it is. As you can see, it's a pretty large building, and I'm just going to kind of show you kind of what it is on the outside before we look at the inside, because it is fully detailed on the inside. So what I was going for was a old rundown industrial style building that looked rundown, but then on the inside it's been converted into something else. So as you can see, I've used pretty much a ton of my masonry profile bricks. So this dark flesh color, you can see I've got the light bluish gray, a ton of the olive green, and this is what I was saying, that you know, even though I ordered like 500 of those olive green parts, I've used a ton of them in here. But the bulk of the coloring is this orange color, or this flesh color, and then I splattered a lot of the different color masonry profile bricks in there just to kind of make it look a little run down. Now in addition to that, there's also plates and studs. You can see kind of right in here this little detail. There's various little plates and studs thrown throughout. You can see even some cheese slopes. There's some plates and studs in there, even through here. So anything to more or less kind of make it look run down, I tried to do. Same with the windows. You can see the windows for the most part is a white color, but I've got the browns mixed in. There's even a dark green window frame there. We have some greenery growing out of the wall. That's pretty crazy. And then down here at the bottom, it's kind of hard to tell. And the detail that I wanted really didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it. You can see I have 1x2 plates, and I offset them almost like the the profiles of the masonry profile bricks, but it really didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And then some of the studs and various other little colors sprinkled it on down there. So that was kind of disappointing that didn't really come out. As we go around, you can see there were some windows back here. They've been filled in with bricks. So kind of shows you how it's an old building. And then kind of same over here. It's the same style as the other side. Some more greenery growing out of the side of the wall. And then the other thing I like to do is actually put rooftop details. A lot of people that do MOC sometimes forget about the roof, and I think it's important that it has something on there. And it's really nothing big. I mean, this took like 5 minutes to do, just to kind of pull some random pieces, but it adds a nice little detail to it. And I really like the way that these rooftop AC units came out, and they're Lego Technic engine pieces. That's what those are. And then the top piece, it has studs, so you can actually attach a plate. You can see that's the Lego Technic piece. And then these are the wheel hubs for Speed Champion sets. It makes nice little fan details. And here's the main doors going in. So you may notice that there's this band of tile going right down the middle of the roof. And I don't know if you noticed on the back as well, we actually have some hinged bricks right there. And this is how we get into the model. It actually hinges open, kind of like a dollhouse. So I'm gonna move the camera over here, bring it down and zoom in a bit. So this originally was created for a contest through my lug. And what the contest was to create something using the superhero girls theme. So what I decided to do was create this factory. So you can see I have all of the, not all of them, but a lot of the superhero girls minifigures that I own. And basically what this is, they've converted this old building into some sort of factory, and what they're creating are the looks that kill. That's basically what I've deemed it. So we have all of these little tiles that have the various faces on them. So you can see over there the little Mixel tiles, and there's some back here. You can see she's holding one in her hand, she has one, and then all the other girls are holding some sort of look. And the story behind it is they use those looks and or the faces on those tiles, and it actually is their weapon that will kill people. So the detailing in here, this is basically the lab area over here. We have some crates over here that just has like raw materials. This is the basic computer lab area where they do all their calculations. There's some big canisters of some sort of materials, liquids over here, and then another little mixing station. I tried to use a lot of pieces that had cool stickers or prints on them. So you can see everything that's decorated with the printing is just stuff from my extra parts bins. So even those little danger stickers that are on the side of those panels. And then this is one of my favorite details there. I saw this at some guy at Brick World Chicago had something similar to this, and it's basically a little Lego space mural. So I thought that was cool to kind of incorporate some sort of little detail like that. And I was actually struggling to fill out this side of the factory. And I had a big wall there that was more or less blank, and I was just goofing around one night with that little classic space logo, and I was like, oh, this actually will fit perfectly on the wall. So that's what I did. I threw it on that wall. So it looks pretty cool on the inside. I tried to make the roof high enough to where you could see some detailing. And then the other thing that I tried to do, see if you could see it in there, was put a lot of the piping and tubing on the walls to kind of make it look industrial-esque. Kind of the same over here. There's a lot of stuff on the walls. Trying to make it feel like it's some sort of factory. So there you go. That is basically my MOC that I created now. I ended up not winning the contest through our lug because some guy outdid me with this ridiculously cool tank scene that had some superhero girl stuff on it. But I did take this MOC to Brick Universe Tulsa, and I think it was the beginning of September. I think that's when I went there, and it won for best town creation. So even though it wasn't an award winner at my lug, it was an award winner at a different convention. So I was pleased to win that award. I've won at Brick Universe various different ones for my full custom Lego city, but this is the first individual MOC that actually won by itself. So I was real happy with that. So anyway, this has been a long video. I appreciate you guys sticking around for it. I promise I'm gonna have a bunch more stuff. Like I said, my Silver House MOC that I'll be doing will be documented, and I'll be doing updates pretty frequently on that. That also should keep me motivated to more or less finish that MOC. That's the one thing that sometimes when I start MOCs, I get about halfway through them and ADD kicks in and I end up shelving the project for a while. So hopefully this will, by documenting it, it will keep me going for a while. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys watching. Put a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see. I could do another Lego room tour. I've been doing a lot of sorting and storing, so I've got some good organization going on for now. Hopefully I'll keep it that way. It definitely makes for the mocking a lot easier. So put a comment down below, and we will see you in the future.